I'm really happy. I feel like from the ground, I've been playing good tennis all week, and then I feel like in the second and third set of today, serve started coming together. I feel like how I closed out the match, like the last two sets, I feel like my serve started feeling like the best it's felt. So yeah, and just in time, I feel like everything's coming together.
Great. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Name and affiliation, question, and a follow-up. Andrew, you can go first.
Thanks, Gary. Andrew Jones, ESPN and Skate. Taylor, Dominic told me just now that he was playing so well and that it was just he still just couldn't find the solutions against you because of how well you played and how well you served. Can you talk about what Michael Russell told you after the match and how saving that energy was also so key for you to win this one in 3?
Yeah, I felt like, I mean, it was a physical match. Like, it was very humid out there, and for just 3 sets and for just 2 hours 15, like it didn't feel like we were only 2:15 in. It didn't feel like it was only the third set. Like, it was physical, and no doubt kind of getting through my first 3 rounds without too much fatigue made me feel good, because I know how I was feeling. I'm sure that with how much tennis he played, he's not feeling amazing either, but he served really well. He played well, and it was huge for me in the second set and the third set that I served as well as I did. I kind of found it because he was putting a lot of pressure on my second serves in the beginning of the match.
Do you feel like you're peaking now at that right form after getting that title in Atlanta, having the run in DC, and being able to then have energy saved over the next few weeks? Do you feel that you're peaking right now at your best with how you said you served really well in the groove?
Yeah, I'd say. I mean, to be honest, it's all relative from week to week, because we're changing balls, changing conditions every week. So like I won the tournament in Atlanta, but like I felt awful in Atlanta. So it's different. But as far as this week U.S. Open goes, like everything's coming together for sure. I feel ready to now play my best tennis that I've played in the next match, and obviously I'm going to need it.
Okay, Willie.
Willie Weinbaum from ESPN. You just alluded to it. Your reward for reaching the quarterfinals is most likely going to be to face Novak Djokovic. How would you describe that challenge, given the experiences you've had and now the way you're playing?
Yeah, I think that the toughest thing is just convincing yourself that it's like just play within yourself. You don't need to I don't need to find myself trying to hit serves bigger or aiming closer to the lines, like stuff like that, because it's Novak. I think I need to play within myself and trust that if I'm playing well, then that's going to be enough, and I don't need to kind of do anything extra. Novak, it's tough. I said it on court. He's got me 7 times. There's no one on tour that has any kind of a record like that against me. So I'm hoping one of these times I've got to get him. So U.S. Open quarters would be a pretty good time to get him.
What is most remarkable to you about him at this stage of his career?
I'd say it's just the consistency and the attention to detail that he has in everything he does on the court, off the court. It's like I've said it a lot. The season's so long and there's so many tournaments, and what he does off the court to for himself feel his best is a lot. It's a lot, and it's incredible discipline. I'd say that's what I really admire the most about him, is he's been doing it for as long as he has. He has pretty much all the records, and he's still as disciplined as he is every single day.
Zach.
Zach was in your post. Would you consider this biggest match of your career? And if so, why?
I mean, yeah, it's on par with the It's on par with quarterfinals, Rafa, Wimbledon, and then maybe finals, Indian Wells, Rafa. I'd say it's in the same ballpark there. Definitely top 3.
And you obviously, you guys, 3 Americans in the quarterfinals of the U.S. Open, first time since 2005. Did you feel any pressure, the fact that you were the 3rd guy, knowing the other 2 Americans had won, to join them? Did that add anything to your match today?
I wouldn't say it added more pressure. It maybe motivated me more because I didn't want to be, didn't want to be the one to not make it, especially when I am the favorite in the match to get through that draw. So I obviously wanted to be a part of the group of guys in the quarterfinals, and I called it like 2 rounds ago. I said, hey, we're definitely going to be an American in the semifinals on that side. So,
Right. Matt?
That was after that, Matt Futterman for the New York Times. That, after the match, that was sort of as emotional or more emotional than I think a lot of us have seen you after you've won some tournaments. Can you describe what exactly you were feeling in that moment? Is it elation, triumph, relief?
Yeah, all of that. I wasn't thinking too much about the moment or the occasion that it's, for the quarters. And so obviously I win, and then I kind of realize what the win means. And, of course that was a very tight match. I feel like if I don't serve it out there, who knows what happens. So it's also a release of the stress and the pressure's gone because the match is over. And it's a whole combination of emotions, and you don't get that when you're up 2 sets and 5-1 because you've kind of already had time to process in your head that you're going to win the match. It's when you aren't thinking about the fact you're not sure if you're going to win the match, and then you do, and then it's you know what I mean?
To follow up? Good.
I mean, just and sort of along those lines, you're known for putting a tremendous amount of pressure on yourself. Do people around you ever say, you're doing fine, ease up, don't be so hard on yourself, be kind, be as kind to yourself as you are to some of your buddies?
Yeah, Paul tells me all the time that I need to be easier on myself, but the reason I fully believe the reason why I'm at where I'm at is because I set really high expectations for myself, and I hold myself to a high standard, and when I'm practicing and when I'm playing, and I'm almost a perfectionist, and I want everything to be right, and I think that's, I don't know, it's who I am, and it's why I've been successful in my career, is because I push myself.
Howard?
Taylor, Howard Fendrich with the Associated Press. I'm wondering how much, or if you watched Ben against Tommy and then Francis's match today. Obviously, you're focused on yourself. You got to take care of your own things. But I don't know if you got a chance or wanted to catch at least some of.
Yeah. I had it on in the locker room when I was just pre-match, just relaxing, gripping my rackets, stuff like that. Thoughts on the Tommy? I thought Ben played really well. I thought he played really, really well. Obviously, Tommy was probably the better player in the first set. Didn't take his chances, and that's how tennis is. Sometimes you win the big points, you save break points, and convert on the few you get, you'll win. So, I thought that's kind of how the first set went, and then the rest of the time, I thought Ben played really, really well, and then Francis' match, it looked pretty tight in the beginning, and then I feel like once Francis kind of got that first break, he kind of just ran away with it.
How is it different having a group of you? What is it like being at this, getting to this business end of things here, down to only 8 guys left after tonight, and 3 Americans, guys are all left? How does that change any dynamic? Is it nice to see them in the locker room? Like, what is that like?
I wouldn't say it changes anything, but it's cool. Francis and we've been doing this for a long time, and we've come up together. He's one of my closest friends, and so it's great to have this success together, and it's great to see him in the locker room. He's always fun to hang out with, and yeah, I mean it's really cool to see three of the 8 Americans at the U.S. Open.
Take 2 more. Zach, Andrew, go ahead.
How do you not make too much out of Tuesday or Tuesday? How do you not, how do you just go in and just play your game? Like you mentioned, it's obviously one of the biggest matches of your career. You're facing a legend. How do you not let that kind of get to you?
The good news is we just played, and so I kind of got almost like a mental warm up for it, because it's good that I got the one in Cincinnati out of the way. I had not that it would have changed anything, but I was not at my best that day, and I'm kind of glad. I'm glad for that, because I think that I'll be in a much better headspace approaching this match. I've lost 7 times to him. I have nothing to lose. I need to. I'm not gonna overplay. I'm not gonna, do anything different because I'm playing Novak. I'm gonna play my game, play within myself, and trust that if I play well, that it's enough.
Andrew, one question.
Yeah. When Coco defeated Iga in Cincinnati a few weeks back, and reversing that and trying to do that was just part of the process of just that day match and believing on the day that I'm better than that player. And Novak had to reverse head-to-heads against Roger and Rafa. Is that the way that you see it right there? Well, hey, I see those examples. That's the thing that I'm going to set out to do when I play him, if I'm playing him.
Yeah, I think it's been, what's happened in the past when I've played him is on those days that I've played him, I don't feel like I've ever really brought the game that I get on the court and I start playing, and I never feel like I brought the game that was good enough. I was always thinking, this might be good enough for a lot of people, but it's probably not good enough for Novak, except for World Tour Finals. I think at World Tour Finals I had my chances for sure, and definitely should have had myself in a third set of that match. But yeah, it's go on court, see how I'm playing, and if I'm playing well, then I think I have to believe that that's enough to win.